Here is a question I received a few days ago and thought I would move it up to the top of the video making list. If you do have any suggestions for videos, feel free to leave them in the comment area or the video description comment area, or email them to me. And of course, I do have, if you're waiting for a video to be made, email me, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But always looking for new ideas. And the individual who sent this is a kind of a common problem. They have drywall damage. They just remodeled their bathroom and ended up with some damage on the drywall. And I'm going to kind of provide you with a few things to think about if you do have this, for figuring out if it's your tile or the bathtub surround or the plumbing, just to give you an idea. But before I do that, I just kind of want to point out that a lot of times people have they might have a leak from a bathtub or a shower area, and they don't really realize it's from this area because it's on the other side of the wall. And I just kind of wanted to go around here and let's just take my house, for example. I have a bathroom, and on this side is a bedroom, and on this side is a closet. And over here is the kitchen, and the cabinet's back up against here. And the people who lived here before us actually had a water leak. And I think it was from one of the, either the sink or the bathtub. And it was just a leak like this. And if this is what you have, then stay tuned, because this could be solving your problems, or at least helping you with your investigation. So water leak on the floor, this might help you with that. Maybe you have a stain on the wall, but it's around the bathtub. It's around the shower. So, it's kind of like if you have a leak and you're like, where's this leak coming from? Don't focus on the room you're standing in. Try to figure out what's on the other side of the wall, or maybe what's in the wall, kind of a thing. And again, you could have a leak like this, and it could be a roof leak. So let's not, this suggestion I'm about to make here isn't going to guarantee that it's going to solve all of your problems, but it might help you narrow them down. So you got a leak here. Maybe you have a leak on the floor. And this is kind of another thing to think about. If the drywall is tight up against the floor and you have water leaking on the floor, it can actually absorb up into the drywall. So this could be a problem. And if your drywall is about a quarter of an inch, 3/8 of an inch off of the floor like this is normal construction here, then that, of course, might not be your problem. The water might be coming from a different area. Now, here's what I'm suggesting. You have a problem. You think it's your bathtub surround the tile area. Just simply drape some plastic over this area. If you have a small spot on the other side, like this, and you think it could be coming from the shower, then just drape a small area, section of plastic. And when I say this, do you really need thick plastic? Why not? Something at least 4 millimeter, I would say. Don't get the stuff that's real thin. I've seen it come right out of the package before, and it's already ripped. So make sure that you have something that is going to do the job, and it should drape down at least 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches into the over the bathtub. And you can use tape. Whatever you want. Keep in mind that some painter's tape, the condensation from the shower, you take a nice hot shower, it's going to separate the tape from the wall. That might not work. At the same time, you don't want to use duct tape or something like that that's going to rip the paint off of the wall also. I also don't recommend having the plastic that you're using, on the floor of the bathtub. Don't have it draped down, because that could create a safety hazard. And you might need to take the tape or the plastic all the way up to the ceiling, depending upon the shower. If you're a taller person and you're having problems with the shower, I've actually seen water get behind the top, this area here. I've seen water get behind it and create problems. So something like this, if I had a leak on the other side, you might need to wrap the plastic all the way around here. Just kind of wanted to make this, do this right here to show you what you would basically be doing. But you might also need to wrap it around a larger section of the shower. If you have a water leak here and you don't know where it's coming from, you might need to, it might not be enough just to wrap this corner here. You might need to come around. And again, I'm just throwing this idea out here. I'm not, you could use, instead of tape, if you're worried about the paint peeling off, you could use, set up some type of a system, with some build some type of a lumber frame around it. You could always use the bathtub or the shower rods that are used for the shower curtains. You could always take a shower curtain rod and put it in between the walls here and then drape something off of that. So, the last thing I want to do is have you do something like this and then have it fall down while you're taking a shower, you trip in the tub. You're going to have to put a little more thought into this. Common sense might apply here. And then, of course, it might not apply. You could end up building another pyramid or something like that, or some type of structure that would be totally unnecessary. So make sure that if any protrusions that are sticking out, like the shower head and the arm here, make sure that is somehow watertight, or at least as waterproof as you can get it. And again, something like this you could use duct tape on, or you could use a better tape, because you're not going to be worried about it ruining anything. The tape, of course, that's on the walls is going to be another concern. So now, to address the individual's question that was sent to me, he had a situation where they had a frame like this with the doors, and it was, I believe it was tiled, and it had a cast iron bathtub. Now, you're going to need to check the frame. This is going to be the first thing, and make sure that there is sealant. Usually sealant is required in back of the frame, under the section of the frame here, and in all of the corners, and even on the inside corner. And I even caulked this area, or should I say put some sealant in the area here to prevent water from coming out. So that would be the first thing I would check, is just do a visual inspection of the frame and make sure that it is sealed. And it's also not uncommon to have the doors where there's a gap at the bottom, or a gap somewhere to where the door needs to be realigned. You might go to shut the door and it's tight on the bottom, or it's tight on the top. And, it creates a gap somewhere where water, while you're using the shower, it just simply splashes around and then goes down in between the doors. So another area of concern. So wrapping the plastic around, let's just say that you wrap the plastic around here and everything is fine. You take a shower, maybe you wait 2 or 3 days, and then you realize that the leak is no longer there, that you have fixed it. And if that is the case, then you're going to have to address the issue that you could have a problem with the surround. You could have a problem with the shower door. If you have a shower curtain, it could be a shower curtain. Could also be an issue. I've seen bathtubs that are sloping. They're not perfectly level, and when you're taking a shower, the water is actually draining to the edge and down. So while you're taking a shower, you could have someone in the shower taking a shower, someone else looking to see if they can see anything. These are just kind of ideas I'm throwing out there. The main reason why I made the video was to show you where you could just kind of drape some plastic around here, take a shower, see if it is an issue. Now, if you do put the plastic around here and it still is leaking, then if that's the case, I would, I would start to be concerned that the plumbing, you might not have a water leak on the supply side. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you had a water leak on the supply side of the valves here, then it would be leaking all the time, whether you were taking a shower or not. However, the minute that you pull the little knob up here or whatever you're using to divert the water from the tub spout to the shower head, it could be leaking in that area. So this would be water that could be spraying out onto the wall. And most of the time it's going to be difficult to find because you usually got a wall stud right there in the way. So for it to be wet, if the wall stud was wet, you have the drywall out, the wall stud is wet, this could actually be a plumbing issue. And I'm not suggesting you need to take the tile out. If you could go to the other side of the room and see if it's just drywall, you could always take a section of the drywall out. That would be a lot easier to repair than removing the tile and replacing it. So anyway, I hope it helped. And if it does, you know what to do. Hit the old thumbs up button. And it is off to the next video.